Do you want me to pull the screen up, or do you want me to just tell you? I think we are on page, well, on my thing, it'd be page 25, I believe.
That's it. That's in the hard book?
I have it on PDF, so it's hard to
Okay.
say. It's a couple of pages into chapter 2, where it's
Yes.
to say I tried hard, I almost made it. It's not perfection. If you want to,
but that the one that I didn't do is but not that the best chanter.
yeah,
Yes.
right. We're right on that page. So
Okay. So we didn't go to what I wanted to.
not
Good.
yet. No.
Good. Okay. So in 1 minute or two, I'm going to say good morning.
Perfect.
To the devotees.
You said page 25, Mataji?
Well, it's on the PDF. I'm going to show the PDF, but I don't know what on the regular book what it is.
She's going to bring it up when it's time. So first, I want to say good morning. Hare Krishna Prabhus, please accept. Hello, family. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakopa
Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaibhita Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
So, we've had some, I've been inspired by the last few sessions. Vishnu, you have the text yet? So anyway, I've been inspired and I like to be able to share it with you. No, I meant on your phone. Anyway, what we're going to do this morning is when it's time for Japa, at a certain point, I'm going to just take you through it while I hear you chanting. We're just going to go through a guided meditation. And I think that'll be good for us. The basis is that the Lord is within our hearts. He's in the heart of each and every one of us. And the whole point of chanting is to become so absorbed in the holy name that we get Krishna from within the heart to open up, because we're petitioning him. So if Krishna from within the heart begins to help us, then we've really got it going. It's like the gates. The first gate, when we chant this morning, we want to forget the external. We want to go inside this tabernacle, our body. We want to see our body as a tabernacle, and we want to go within this body. So as I'm chanting, I know I'm in here and I'm calling out to Krishna, but then I want to go further. See, like there's some gates. You're trying to get to the heart and you're trying to push that gate open. So the first thing you want to do is let your mind chant. Just if I'm quiet, I'm just chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm chanting in my mind. So you want to chant in your mind. You want to hear it. So as you're listening, you're chanting, you're listening to the mantra, but you also hear your mind chanting too. And so that first gate is going to open up. When you hear yourself chanting in the mind, as well as your voice, so you hear it double. You say, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But then you have to go deeper, because we're trying to become absorbed in the chanting. So the deeper is that you want to be aware. You want to be conscious that you don't want to think about what you're going to do later on, what you did last night. You want to focus. You want your consciousness to be on the sound. You want to hear that sound, and you want to connect your consciousness. Your mind is chanting. Now let me be aware. Let me stay conscious of what I'm doing, one mantra at a time, listening to that sound vibration. So you bring your consciousness to the japa arena. And that second gate will open once you've done that. And that third gate of being able to chant from the heart, if you can feel the sincerity of what is going on, if you can remember how the fact that we belong to Krishna and that somehow we've turned away from him And right now, we're petitioning him. We're trying to reestablish that relationship. So with some emotion, with some feeling, you're saying these things. Eventually, that will be coming from your heart. Not just because you know you should say it, but because you feel it. You feel it. And when and Krishna really hears that you're saying, "Oh Radha, oh Krishna, please use me. Please engage me in your service. Please." So when they know what you're saying, then that last door will open. It takes something, and that door we can't push. That door has to open from within the heart. Krishna opens that door to bring us closer to him. So that we have to convince. Just as you want something from your mother, and Prabhupada said the chanting is like that of a child, then mom knows whining all day long because God, I was a whiner, and so my mother can tell when I'm whining. But when you're serious, then they can tell that as well. So Krishna is the ultimate father, mother. He's everything. And when we're serious, he can hear, he can tell. So let's be a little sober in this approach. So I think I'm going to mess up one of my rounds. Are we okay? Are we ready to chat?
Absolutely.
Yes, Guru.
Okay. So let's call on Lord the Panchatattva, Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasati, Gaura Bhaktarinda. And let's chant like that. Go inside. Hare Krishna, Hare. And I'm going to speak too. While we're chanting, I'm going to help the meditation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna. Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare, Rama.
Hare Ram.
Oh Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare
oh
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
please,
Hare. Hare
please
Ram.
engage me.
Ram Ram. Hare Hare.
Hey Krishna Karuna
Hare Krishna.
Sundar,
Krishna Hare
Dinabandhu Jagapata,
Krishna.
please,
Hare Krishna,
all
Hare
attractive Lord, all energy of the Lord,
Hare
please
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
engage me
Ram.
in your service.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
I'm
Hare
weak
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
and I feel I need your
Ram
association.
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hey Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare
I don't know what it's like to be a real servant.
Ram, Hare
Please,
Ram, Ram.
please engage me in your service.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. I'm
Hare
weak.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
I'm
Ram.
fallen.
Hare Krishna,
Please use me. Please use me, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Rama 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 Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Govinda Virahena May Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Help me,
Ram
Lord. Please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
I feel weak. I'm falling. Please, Lord Krishna, please engage me. Please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya. I'm a servant of Lord Nityananda. Please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Swasi Shri Gaura Bhaktinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare,
Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Krishna
Vaishnava
Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
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 Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Hare, Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara Satya
Ram,
Gaura
Hare Ram,
Bhakta.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Well, I was trying to cheat and catch up on some things, but anyway, I'm hoping that you had a good Japa period. I can't see the time.
It's 8:30, Prabhu.
Okay, I knew we were a little late. There is something that I wanted to share, but I can't seem to find it. But one thing I'll tell you is that this week during my weekly reading, um, can you hear me?
Yes,
Right.
Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
good. This
Yep.
week, during my weekly reading, I was reading in the sixth canto and the seventh canto now, and I was reading about a lot of demons. Okay, and these demons are pretty good. We were reading about Shishupal, Dantravaka, Kamsa. We talked a little bit about, and but in how King Trichiketu got cursed by Lord Shiva's wife, and he had to take birth as a demon. But these demons had something in common. And now we're here, Ranjikashipu. I mean, they had rapt attention. They were absorbed and thoughts of Krishna. You couldn't get Krishna out of their heads. I mean, 24/7, these demons are thinking about Krishna. And they are so absorbed in thoughts about Krishna that when Narada Muni, they were trying to figure out, what is it that lets them get Sayuja Mukti, and Narada Muni started talking about the absorption of these demons, and he said, it's better than me. It's better, than my absorption. But that's because Mahamuni, Narada Muni Prabhu, is a Mahabhagavat. So he can't see his own advancement, but he can see the advancement of others. But the main thing I pulled away from there is that I said, oh, such absorption in Krishna. Oh, Krishna, please help me. Could I get such absorption into your holy name? Your name is not different from you. You've told me that. I believe it. How can I chant with absorption? And then I also acknowledge the fact that I'm at a very low place and how difficult chanting Hare Krishna sometimes is. It's explained that this is so simple and easy, but it's difficult. And here in the Japa Reform Notebook, I'm a couple pages up from where we're going to read. It says, I'll read this part. There is no secret to Japa. It is a struggle. There is no easy shortcut. The secret is to surrender to the struggle. The secret is to surrender to the struggle. The secret is to be afraid of death and to take it as a very urgent that you must chant Hare Krishna. We used to have a slogan, chant while you can, on some posters and show a scary picture of a graveyard. So we have to think like that. Chant while you can. That is the secret. You develop love of Krishna by crying as a child cries for the mother. Krishna, son of Nanda, I am stuck in the ocean of birth and death. Please save me. Please fix me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. This is a meditation for us. I think that we forget just how pathetic our situation is. We forget that we belong in the spiritual world with the gopis, with the cowherd boys, with the trees, with the grass, the flowers, all alive, all serving Krishna, all in a relationship with Krishna, absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. But now we've taken birth, and I tell you, we can't get off the bodily conception of life. I mean, if you could get off the gross bodily conception, that's one thing. But then we've got that subtle mind, that false conception of self, that contaminated intelligence. All these things have nothing to do with us. It's true that when the mind is properly engaged, because it's situated in goodness, then if you keep your consciousness pulling the mind back and absorb your consciousness and your mind and the thought of chanting Hare Krishna, then the mind will start to cooperate and it'll show up. But ultimately, you can't trust that mind. We don't know what's in there. It's been with us since time immemorial. We have no idea who we're dealing with our minds. But we do know that if we take serious the chanting of this holy name, that we're associating intimately with Krishna. This is our shot. This is our opportunity. If we can take advantage. Lord Chaitanya didn't leave but 8 stanzas about the holy name, but they're powerful. So when we approach this Japa arena, we have to come here to chant. We have to wake up. We say, Saturday morning, this is my time to show Krishna that I want to come closer to him. It's my time to take advantage of the association of devotees. I don't have to chant alone. I have other people who are struggling, who want to accomplish the same goal as I do. I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to prepare Friday night so that I know that I'm well rested and I'm ready Saturday morning. I'm going to make an arrangement. And my meditation is I'm going to call out to Krishna, letting him know how much I need him, how much I miss his association. And in this way, we are prepared. So our mind may bother us, our consciousness may drift, but our heart will be situated properly. We understand that we need Krishna's his help and his association. The point of chanting Hare Krishna is very serious. A lot of people will drop off because there's other things that's more important than chanting Hare Krishna with you and I early in the morning. But if we are serious, somewhere, somehow, we will have to find the association which enriches us and the desire, the determination to take advantage of this chanting. This is all we've got. This is the gift of the spiritual master. This is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so I feel that, and I know that it's taking time, but I'm sharing that because I want you to get, I get something out of this. I want to make sure that you get something also. So remember, it's acknowledged there is no secret to japa. It is a struggle. But what is the real secret? The secret is to surrender to the struggle of chanting. That's our secret. So I'm going to go read at page 25, the last paragraph. We're not going to get far, but we do have food for discussion. And if we're ready, you know, whatever we can dig in there and bring out, it's okay. Jai Krishna. But not that the best chanter of the names of Krishna has developed his chanting like some great weightlifter. Oh, he is a very famous chanter. He tried day after day for many years, and now he has perfected his chanting. He can control his mind. I remember talking to one professor practicing Buddhist meditation. He was explaining how to keep all different thoughts out of the mind. When some thought enters like an intruder, then the great prowess, you must push it out. When another thought enters, you push that thought out. In this way, you meditate very strenuously. We may think, now I am avoiding the first offense. Now I am avoiding the second offense. Now I am avoiding all 10 offenses. I'm awake, I'm attentive, etc. But we are not like the juggler who wants another spinning plate on top, then another, and then he is perfect. In other words, the holy name of is Krishna, who, when fully pleased, appears on the tongue of an ideal chanter. He is not created by the chanter. Ultimately, only loving service pleases him. And that is done by linking with one who is already known to be Krishna, or who is already known, to Krishna. Of course, Krishna knows everyone, but in terms of devotional service, it is different. I may say I have been a big rascal, and now I am letting out a great crying of love. Oh Krishna, oh Krishna, Krishna. He'll say, oh, who is this with all these protestations of love for me? Who is this upstart? But if he is informed by one of his intimate associates, like Radharani, this person chanting is actually a very good devotee. I recommend him. Then he will say, oh, then, all right. He won't take you without a recommendation. This is mercy. Mother Chintamani.
I don't think she's on the call today, Prabhu.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you are? I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
I see Jagannath. That's why I called him.
Jagannath was here first, and I came. I wasn't feeling so well, but now I'm here.
Okay,
Well, that's
great.
okay, Mother. I'm praying that you feel better.
Thank Thank you.
Do you have? Do you want to go from our trying to chant nicely?
Well, I'm going to let Jagannath go. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, come on.
Our trying to chant nicely is satisfying to Krishna, and he responds. But ultimately, it is not just by our hard endeavor that he does so. In the Bhagavatam, Prahlad tells his father, you cannot know Krishna by the practice of austerities or sannyas regulations or grihastha regulations. And he mentions severe examples like going into the river up to your neck on a cold day. It is not that we can finally try so hard to chant our japa that we beat down the holy name into submission. Now I've got you under my foot. No, you have to cry for Krishna. And the chanter must be avoiding offenses in his service. Krishna will be attracted not just by hard endeavor, but by rubbing yourself in the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee. Krishna appeared in the womb of ISKCON. Although the chanting of the holy name is absolute, if chanted by someone performing sinful acts, then the full effect is not there. Allen Ginsberg went to India and brought back the holy name even before Prabhupada. But how effective was that marijuana homosexual chanting? The holy name has to be chanted by one who is serving Srila Prabhupada in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Then the chanting is pure. Then the full effect is there. There is no secret to japa. It is a struggle. There is no easy shortcut. The secret is to surrender to the struggle. The secret is to be afraid of death and to take it as very urgent that you must chant Hare Krishna. We used to have a slogan, chant while you can, on some posters and show a scary picture of a graveyard. So we have to think like that. Chant while you can. That is the secret. You develop love of Krishna by crying as a child cries for the mother. Krishna, son of Nanda, I am stuck in this ocean of birth and death. Please save me and fix me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. The best thing is that you just pray to the holy name and hear the sound. The stage of thinking of Radha and Krishna and their forms will come automatically. It cannot be so much forced. When the mind wanders, bring it back in a mood of prayer and supplication, thinking, O holy name, I want to chant, I want to hear, I want to be engaged in your service by chanting and hearing. Then simply practice the mantra yoga of vibrating with the tongue and hearing with the ear. Don't make interpretation or imagination on the holy name. As far as the love Krishnadas Kaviraj speaks of in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that is the highest stage. We should aspire to that and make endeavor.
Just finish the page. Keep going.
As far as controlling the mind, 2 senses engaged are sufficient. We engage the process of hearing and the process of chanting with the tongue, and these 2 senses can capture the mind on the Hare Krishna mantra. We have to invest more and more our thinking, feeling, and willing into our chanting, not thinking that we will surpass this chanting or that the chanting will lead to something different from chanting. I told this several times to one devotee who said he chanted 64 rounds on Janmashtami. As he chanted, he had this feeling that something was going to happen, that if he chanted enough, it was going to happen. But his conclusion at the end was that he was still a rascal, even after chanting 64 rounds. Another conclusion is that it's not by chanting that it happens, but it is happening while we chant. What we have to do is just invest more of our consciousness into it. An example is the pseudo-spiritual hippie impersonal philosophy that what's really happening is whatever is happening now. It's summed up in that phrase, be here now. I had a friend who used to say, as far as eternal, there's no afterlife. But there is eternal. Eternal means now. What's happening now? Actually, that philosophy leads to hedonism. The moment, whatever is happening, is all there is. So you have to really get into it. And sometimes they try for spirituality, that everything right now is holy, and this is what is transcendental. Just invest yourself, invest meaning into the temporary life, and that is religion. But that's bogus, because there is another life. There is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead beyond this world. It's not that this is all there is, so you have to invest everything here. We don't subscribe to that philosophy, but we can take that mentality. We can apply it. Be here now, because we have God eternal, transcendental life given to us in Krishna consciousness. The chanting is Krishna. So for us, that is true, that everything is here. Be here now. Krishna is actually here in his name. All you have to do is get into it or get with it, that this is Krishna's.
Wow. Jagannath, that was so sweet. That was so nice. You know, I took it for granted that that was your wife on your phone. I didn't think you were crazy enough to come listen to me. But I can see that you're crazy.
You're right. You should have already known that I'm crazy.
But that's so sweet, you know. And I'll tell you a really crazy secret. As you were reading, I was listening, and then as you kept reading, I started seeing your Guru Maharaj. That's so crazy, isn't it? But yeah, just hearing the sweetness from you, you know, it brought back, you know, my dear friend, not my friend like that, my Surit friend, one of my dear well-wishing friends. So thank you. So dear devotees, I think we got some food this morning. You know, there are some things that I experienced, but it's not about me. It's about us. So and I don't see why everybody hides. I love seeing the devotees. When I look, I see all these black boxes. I thought we were on Zoom, not on the phone. I love seeing devotees and hearing from devotees. So I want you devotees to help me understand if anything happened today. Is there anything that you would like to elaborate on? Any points that you would like to discuss? If you don't hurry up, I'm gonna start calling your name.
Hare Krishna, I'll jump in. I always have.
Well, what took you so long?
I was trying to give other people a chance. I'm always the first one to jump in.
I was going to call Sita if she didn't say anything. Okay, let's go. What would you like to say, Mother?
No, I really like the drill, the kind of the be here now. That really, you know, the be here really in terms of getting into our japa and how that for me resonates, that when I'm doing japa, a lot of times I'm not present, you know, that my brain is in the future, it's in the past. It might be 15 minutes in the future. And so that be here now is the only, and I have experienced that. There's been times when I sit nice and tall And I have to remind myself to do this because it does work. It's just my brain wants to take me other places. But I've had this experience that I'll share, and I don't know if it's valid or not, but if I sit really tall and I just align myself, like just keep my posture nice and tall and align myself and just kind of close my eyes, I feel in a more meditative space. And when everything in my from here all down through is just kind of in this straight line, I find that I'm more present. And I noticed that if I tilt my head one way or look up or look around, then suddenly I'm taking my thoughts with me to other places. But the alignment of that physical alignment of my body seems to help me be more present. Now, remembering to do that a lot of the times is another question, but I have discovered there's been times when I've really focused on alignment with everything, and it brings me to the present moment and kind of connects me in that space of japa. So I just wanted to share that.
Satchidananda Swami looks at that as a prerequisite for chanting Hare Krishna, as a required situation to approach Krishna, Radha and Krishna. The first chapter of his living names is Yojana, and there he speaks of alignment, aligning the body, mind, consciousness, and the heart to keep everything in alignment. And there's a whole preparation which is always done. He always prepare ourselves. You look your best, you sit tall, and you get ready to meet Radha and Krishna. So I haven't gone to Yojana because I was afraid to go there. I thought that the first thing we should do is understand the needs and necessity to reform our japa. And because this book is so old, later as you go more detailedly into japa or nam rahasya or the living names or broken names, you will find that all of those points are raised here in this Japa Reform book. I feel as though they're elaborated on more as we go further. But that's a very valid point that you just raised as far as Yojana. So good. But don't take it cheaply. What's that?
That's Sue Davy. I think she has a question, but for the moment, she has some background noise. But Sue Davy, did you have a thought that you want to share?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you very well, Mother.
Yes, Prabhu. In that short, you may remember in one of Prabhupada Japa tape, every now and then he will say, sit properly.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not like you are saying, this book is old, it's not a new book. So it's even Prabhupada, long time ago. You have to sit properly, you have to, so it's not something new. It's just Prabhupada told us you have to sit properly while chanting. And you will hear on that tape a few times he will say that.
Yes. And that's Maharaj pulls from that, in his explanation, sit properly. That makes us easier to breathe, easier to concentrate, and ultimately, we're chanting, we're trying to reach out to Krishna. So we're conscious, we're staying aware. And that be here now, the one thing I like about that is a huge thing about chanting Hare Krishna. Be present. Be present. And after you be present, be conscious. So you want to fix, that's why we call the mind back. Be present and chanting Hare Krishna and calling Radha and Krishna. Don't drift somewhere. But then in the consciousness, we've taken it deeper. We've gone from just the mind to the consciousness. And the consciousness is the inner mind. And so when we affect that, then it's good. We're on our way. We're aware that we're hearing the mantra, that we're calling the mantra, that Krishna is not different from the mantra. So we're aware, we're conscious of that. And the next thing is to get that dark place open, to get into that heart. And even if we can't get there, then by calling Krishna at, at the gate of the heart. If we keep calling him, Krishna hears us and Krishna will help us. He'll bring us closer. So that's a meditation that I have. I always think, what am I doing? I'm the wrong, I don't have any qualification, but I have some kind of desire to become better. I want to become a better servant. I want to be able to chant the holy name this lifetime without offense. Maybe I'm shooting at the moon, but I hear Lord Chaitanya. I hear how much he wants to give love of God. And I see Lord Nityananda. I know he brought back Jagai and Madai. And, you know, I'm pretty down there on the totem pole. So this is the mercy that we're hankering for. Other comments? Let's go.
Prabhu, I'm not a elevated person, but I'm just trying. And I like this in this para. I may say I have been a big rascal and now I am letting out a great crying of love. So Krishna, Krishna, he'll say, this, oh, who is this with all these protestations of love for me? Who is this upstart? So that's how I felt while chanting, But I like you said, I am not a that elevated person, but I'm just trying. And in this, but he is informed by one of his intimate associates like Radharani. This person chanting is actually a very good devotee. I recommend him. Then he will say, oh, then all right. He won't take you without a recommendations. This is mercy, like I thought, I'm waiting for Krishna's mercy. And I am just, like bringing my brain back and crying. And while chanting, like you said, open the door and, first door and second door, like that. So I was thinking when I was chanting. So that's what I felt.
That's good, Mother. And I don't think Radharani is going to speak up for me, but you call Prabhupada. You call Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada will speak up for me. Prabhupada came here at a very ripe age. He came here to help people like you and I. So I know Prabhupada will speak up for me. And Lord Chaitanya is looking for people like me. He's looking for fallen people. So I say, I'm a servant of Lord Chaitanya. I'm a servant of Lord Nityananda. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, please help me. And in that way, we can chant the name with as much sincerity as we can muster up. We're taking advantage of the gift given by the spiritual master. You have to understand, we don't deserve this. This is a gift, and it's been given. Now take this Maha Mantra, chant it without offense. And it's not easy. We started there. But if we surrender to the struggle, to the idea, okay, maybe dry today. My mind may give me a homework. I'm pulling it back. I'm into it. If it's going to fight, it's going to struggle, I'm into the struggle. I'm going to keep chanting. If you keep chanting, the mind will calm down and come on board. If you keep chanting, the prayerful mood will kick in, and you can chant with some sincerity, some feeling, awareness of who we're dealing with. If you keep chanting, then Krishna begins to bless us. He says, well, he's not qualified, but he's trying. And he says, to show them special mercy, I from within the heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge that darkness born of ignorance. It's special mercy, but that is the nature of Krishna. Remember, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. He spoke it to Arjuna, but it's for our benefit. And he asked him, after he spoke the whole Gita, have you heard with an attentive mind? Are your doubts and illusions now dispelled? Doubts, philosophical doubts, doubts that Krishna's there, doubts that he hears. These doubts come up, but we go on. And that shows that we have some sincerity. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mother. Mother Sita, don't make me just have to call you, you know?
No, I was waiting. I was waiting. I wanted to ask you is, we talked about sitting up, right? And the posture, but we always hear about Prabhupada taking a japa walk.
Yes.
So how do you explain that?
Real easy. Prabhupada is the spiritual master. Prabhupada is the acharya, you know? There's two things. Prabhupada would talk, we don't talk and chant, you know? We don't talk and chant. But Srila Prabhupada, whatever he did was for our betterment, you know, and our benefit. So when Prabhupada would walk and chant, Prabhupada would talk with his disciples. Japa walks, Japa talks. But was Prabhupada not in touch with Krishna? But Prabhupada was aware that his disciples needed association. Prabhupada would ask questions. He would challenge. He would educate and train. So some devotees like to chant and walk, and they can do that. Some, again, Satchidananda Swami doesn't think that you should walk unless, you're sleeping. You're getting sleepy. I'm not going there. I'm not Maharaj, and I'm not advanced enough. I know a lot of really serious devotees chant and they walk. But walking and talking is definitely out. Satru Maharaj and others, you'll hear him in Mandaleshwar, they went on the Japa walk there in Gita Nagari. And then after he got to his 17th round, he said, is there anything you want to talk about? And Mandaleshwar said, no. Satru Maharaj said, the japa is enough. The holy name is enough. So there's different relationships, there's different times. That's the best I can give you.
Haribol Haryasva Prabhu, can I say something?
Of course you can, Mother.
Okay, so Srila Prabhupada did not chant his 16 rounds walking. He was going on morning walk, and then a lot of times there was conversation, and sometimes he would say, let's just chant. But that was not his prescribed round. And he always says, sit down and chant. So, we sit down and chant. That's what we did in the temple room in the beginning. And in the very beginning, Prabhupada, the second avenue, he made the devotee sit down and chant one round. So as far as I know, that was, the way. I mean, if you stand up, there's no harm. But I've also heard Satchidananda Swami that standing, sometimes walking back and forth, you could be distracted at looking at other stuff. But just to make it clear that Prabhupada was not chanting his prescribed, and it was morning walk.
Mm-hmm.
He would sometimes chant, and sometimes they will have questions and conversation.
Exactly. Yes. Thanks, Mother.
But there is also, I remember reading Prabhupada's quote where he says, you chant all the time when you're walking, when you're running, when you're, I have to find it. But I remember reading somewhere in whether it was a conversation or it was a letter, I'm not sure. I think it was a conversation where he said that, you're walking, you're running, you're anytime, whatever you're doing, just chant. It's simple.
That's right.
Chant.
That's right, Mother. Chanting is 24/7. Krishna, the holy name, is to become our constant companion. Prabhupada, anyways, Maharaj tells a story, Satchidananda Swami tells a story that he heard Prabhupada chanting while sleeping, But the point is that the chanting, it's interesting because at certain times when you chant and you become absorbed, especially to me in the Dham, chanting in the Dham sometimes, I can't stop chanting. I've done my 16 rounds, I've done the extra rounds, but now the chanting's got me doing kirtan, bhajan, and I get the book out and I got to keep chanting. And sometimes while you're just sitting in your room, you're chanting, and in your mind, you're chanting, and the holy name won't let you go. You've become absorbed. Now, I mean, I'm a dog, and I've experienced some of the mercy of the Dom. There are times when the holy name stays and you're walking and you hear it still. And so, but that is what we want as our constant state. Whether you're jogging or you're walking, you want the holy name to be your constant companion. That is absorption. We want to be absorbed. Like the demons. The demons never stop thinking of Krishna. If they're eating, whatever they're doing, they're thinking of Krishna. I'm going to kill him. I am going to find that boy and I'm going to kill him. They're absorbed. So we have to be absorbed in a favorable way. Oh, Mother Yashoda, you know how it is. You see that sock on the floor. Oh, my baby. You see your son. You see your daughter. You're absorbed in them. So the paraphernalia, it all comes back. And this is the relationship that we're looking for with Krishna. This is where we're trying to go. So good. That means we stop chanting with offense. We stop all that texting and all the other things that we don't have to name right here. We stop those things. And then the chanting takes charge. Because remember, you don't want to commit offenses to the name, and definitely you don't want to commit offenses to the Vaishnavas. So when we stop our offenses, that's when the real sweetness starts.
One more thing really quickly, so Sita, yes, Prabhupada said chant all the time. And he said chant in between bites while you're eating. Chant in your sleep. 24 hours, like Haryasva Prabhu said, 24/7. This chanting, it has to be, Nityam Bhagavate, Kirtaniya Sadahari. You do not stop anywhere, everywhere. Just keep chanting. And then, but that we were talking earlier was our 16 rounds and we like that. But after that is done, chanting is not done. You just keep going. We read, Satsvarup Maharaj said so many times, foolishly we said, we have finished our 16 rounds. But he said, actually, we have not started. So not stop. And there's a pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think it was Gopal Guru was going to the bathroom holding his tongue. And then he said, I said, why are you holding the tongue? He said, because I'm going to the bathroom, it's a dirty place, but I can't stop chanting. So I have to hold my tongue. So, you just chant. Like Rupa Goswami said, Tunde Tanda Veni Ratim. I said, when I chant his name, just to name Krishna, 2 ears, 1 tongue is not enough. It's not enough. I want more. I want to hear. So an advanced stage, of course. So the chanting goes on, it just continuously. But when you're chanting your 16 rounds, that's the whole instruction from the spiritual master, and we are doing like that. But anytime, just keep chanting. Hare Krishna.
I think that helps a lot, Prabhu, while chanting like this, whatever we are doing, I also have that habit of going, I also have the habit of walking and doing, and while chanting also, I go backyard and chant on the deck. But sometimes the birds, actually no people, but birds distract me too. I look at the birds and I look at the trees, and I just in front of the trees, I just chant like that. But I'll bring my mind back to chanting. And 24 hours, while whatever we are doing, cooking or doing anything, and the chanting, if they habit, then Antakale Chamame, lastly, at the end of the life, I think automatically it comes into the brain and we'll chant. I think that's what I believe.
Yes, the chanting is meant to be done with affection.
That's true.
When there's affection, when do you stop loving someone that you love? If you tell them that you love them, and then after that, you stop loving them, you're performing service for them, but then you stop loving them? No, that love is a constant flow. And the heart is a very interested. instrument, the heart has the ability to love endlessly. Srila Prabhupada, he didn't even know us. He hadn't seen us. And yet still he had a love and affection. He wanted to save us. He knew that as a servant of his spiritual master, it would be pleasing to him, to be pleasing to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and to Lord Chaitanya, if he would snatch doors of Maya, so many living entities. This is love. And that's the heart of a Vaishnava, is this: they can't stand to see the suffering of others. Prabhupada patiently took his time and trained and educated and nurtured and loved his disciples. So the first thing what we can do is try to remember how wonderful and important the devotees are. Show your love to the devotees. See the devotees, offer obeisances, offer kind words, undergo the loving exchanges of giving some gift in charity and accepting it if someone brings it to you. Giving prasadam and taking prasadam, revealing your mind confidentially and inquiring in confidence as well. So these loving exchanges, if we actually do this, you'll find that our communities will change. The communities change because the devotees, the heart of the devotees, begin to open up. And when the devotees begin to love one another, the spiritual master is so pleased. He said, "You'll show your love for me by how nicely you cooperate with one another." So what is the question, of cooperating? If we actually have some affection, if we see that devotee is the object of my affection, that devotee belongs to Krishna, that devotee belongs to Srila Prabhupada, we just keep going back. And how can you not appreciate them? What to speak of if you try to see a devotee and count the good qualities that you see in that devotee? I used to have a contest. I told my godbrothers, I can beat you all. He said, "Yeah, how?" I said, "I can tell you more good things about each and every one of you than any of you. No one's going to beat me in this contest." And so we would have contests. And I tell the devotees the good qualities about themselves. And these were old games that we used to play. I said, "I told you can't beat me. I can see more good qualities than the rest of you guys." But now that I'm old, I'm sure all I'm used to do is finding crud, But just do these simple things. Appreciate the devotees. The devotees are the most dear thing to Lord Krishna. All right. I know I feel like I'm running late, but I feel like today you're opening up. And I so appreciate it. I have a couple points that I like to raise. And one is, hey, Jagannath, I'm shocked that you're on here like that. You just had nothing to do with your time this morning. But anyway, I would like y'all to remember to try to come early enough that we can become settled. And if you come like 10 minutes ahead of time, at least 5 minutes ahead of time, then I become so disheveled very easily. Very easily I get thrown off, But if we get together and we're here and I can get things in order, then we can have a wonderful session, a wonderful time of glorification of the holy name, and even tasting the sweetness of the holy name and hearing from one another the sweetness of chanting Hare Krishna. This is what association is all about. Dronacharya?
Hare Krishna, Haryasva Prabhu. All the devotees. Very beautiful.
So it's your turn. I think I'm out of time, right?
Yeah. I'll be real short. I just want to, just quick announcements for the devotees. Julan Yatra is happening in the evenings up until Monday evening, 7 p.m. We swing the Radha and Krishna. And then Monday is Lord Balaram's appearance day. We fast till noon, and we have a program in the evening. The program will be both online over Zoom, YouTube, as well as in person for those who want to come. Starting 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah. And then also every morning, we want to encourage everybody to continue to come as they've come today to a Srimad Bhagavatam class. We begin at 7:50 every morning. That's all for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, so I thank you all so very much. Just take shelter of the holy name. That's the best I can say. Is it okay? We're done now.
Yep, I think so. It's 9:20 almost.
Thank you
Oh my
very
God.
much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpa Drubhya.
Kripa
Sindhubhya
Vacha.
Patitanam
Shitanam Bhavevenu. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.
Harinam Sankirtan Ki.
Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Bol.